mass migration as a tool of global control. The narrative of compassion and humanitarianism, often used to justify mass migration, hides a much deeper, more calculated agenda. Behind the influx of millions of illegal migrants into Western nations lies not just poor governance or failed policies, but a strategic operation, engineered and exploited by globalist elites such as George Soros, the Rothschild banking dynasty, the Rockefeller Foundation networks, and their affiliated NGOs and supranational institutions. This is not about helping the vulnerable. It is about weaponizing human displacement to achieve global control. Dilution of national identity. Mass migration undermines cultural cohesion and national unity. When countries lose their shared language, traditions, and values, they become easier to manipulate. National pride dissolves and the resistance to foreign control weakens. Globalists prefer societies without strong national identities because such populations are more willing to submit to supranational governance structures like the United Nations, the European Union, or the World Economic Forum's digital global governance visions. The erasure of cultural roots allows the insertion of a new, post-national identity, one built on consumerism, dependence on state institutions, and blind allegiance to technocratic rule. Weaponized chaos. Order out of disorder. Elite. Power structures thrive in disorder. By overwhelming cities with migrants who cannot integrate, globalists provoke social tension, rising crime, and civil unrest. Then they present themselves as the saviors offering solutions: increased surveillance, militarized policing, censorship, and centralized control. It is the ancient game of problem-reaction-solution: create a crisis, provoke a public reaction, and implement the pre-planned answer. Labor market sabotage. Another clear aim is to destabilize the labor force. Flooding the economy with cheap, often undocumented labor drives down wages, weakens unions, and makes workers more desperate, and thus more obedient. This benefits megacorporations and their shareholders, while eroding the social safety nets and collective bargaining powers that once protected the working class. The same globalists who fund migrant caravans also profit from the economic turmoil they create. Demographic and electoral engineering. Migrants are not just a labor force, they are a political weapon. In democratic systems, changing the demographic makeup of the electorate changes the outcome of elections. Migrant populations, once granted voting rights or amnesties, tend to support political parties that promise state assistance and social welfare, aligning perfectly with globalist-friendly agendas. This permanently alters the political landscape, ensuring that power remains in the hands of technocrats and bureaucrats loyal to the elite agenda. Manufacturing division and justifying control. By importing large numbers of people from radically different cultures, elites sow division and hostility within society. This fuels nationalism, xenophobia, and social conflict, reactions that can then be used to justify new laws targeting hate speech, dissent, and any criticism of the system. They create the problem, provoke the backlash, then use that to silence the opposition. Who wins? Not the migrants, who are often exploited and abandoned. Not the native citizens who face economic decline and cultural erosion. The beneficiaries are global corporations, access to cheap labor and new markets, central banks, through population, growth and expanded debt loads, NGOs, paid to manage the chaos, technocratic governments, gaining new powers under the guise of crisis response. Conclusion: a controlled collapse. Mass migration is not a spontaneous humanitarian phenomenon. It is a weaponized strategy. It is being used deliberately to destabilize the West, dissolve resistance, and lay the groundwork for a post-nation, globally governed society. The people being moved are pawns. The societies they enter are laboratories, and the architects of this chaos are not benevolent. They are calculating, well-funded, and working toward a future where sovereignty is abolished, identity is erased, and humanity becomes a herd to be managed. This chapter exposes the tactical use of migration, but it is only one tool in the elite's arsenal. In the next chapter, we will explore how digital currencies and universal basic income are designed to complete the cage being quietly built around us all.